What's up, Gov class?
What up, third period?
This is the third period Freedom of Petition podcast.
It is.
We're your hosts. I'm Graham.
Emily.
Bailey.
And Trad.
So guys, what exactly is Freedom of Petition?
See, freedom of petition is appealing to the government in favor or against any policies that you believe in. Some examples include picketing, signing letters, mailing letters, petitioning, other things.
It's pretty cool.
Like all of our rights granted to us from the First Amendment, the way that we have defined and enforced the freedom to petition has been changed through many influential court cases.
Including Edwards versus South Carolina in 1962. Students were protesting against segregation peacefully, but the school convicted them of breaching the peace. But the court upheld that they had a right to assemble peacefully.
So, Graham, what was one of the big cases in 1963?
Well, Trad, one of the big cases that we had in 1963 was the NAACP v. Button. The NAACP was prosecuted for violating a Virginia statute which banned the improper solicitation of any legal or professional business. The main question of the case was, did the law, as applied to the NAACP's activities, violate the First and 14th Amendments?
And Graham did it.
Yes.
Did it violate those?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
The NAACP's activities amounted to modes of expression and association protected by the First and 14th Amendments, which Virginia may not prohibit.
Very well read, Graham.
Trad,
What's up, Bailey?
what happened in 1980?
In 1980, it was a case called Secretary of the Navy versus Huff. This is when Marines sought to circulate petitions dealing with the Vietnam War and the support for South Korea's democracy. These were charged under a military code of not getting prior approval. The court upheld a regulation requiring members of the armed services to obtain a commander's approval before circulating petitions or leaflets necessary to preserve good order among troops. This means that they couldn't petition among their own free will, and then they had to get permission, which is violating freedom of petition.
Nice.
So, Emily, tell us about McDonald versus Smith.
So, in 1985, Virginia businessman Robert McDonald, under false information, prosecuted Judge David Smith in letters to the President Reagan. He was charged by Smith for charges of slander and wanted compensation, but he claimed that he had the right to redress grievances, which gave him liable immunity. The court ruled that the petition clause does not endow individuals with absolute immunity from defamatory statements about government officials.
In a more recent case, John Doe No. 1 versus Reed, 2010, a group of people created a petition to place a question on the Washington state referendum ballot concerning same-sex marriage. The Washington Coalition for Open Government petitioned the federal government for the names of those who had signed the first petition. Some of the petition sponsors sued, saying the Public Records Act was unconstitutional, and the court upheld the Washington state law that required the disclosure of referendum petition signers and ruled that such a law on its face does not violate the First Amendment. So, Tradius, what exactly happened in 2011?
So in 2011, the court case of Borough of Duryea, Pennsylvania petitioners versus Charles J. G. was a court case when Pennsylvania police chief filed for a union grievance after being fired, leading to his restraint. He claimed his grievances were protected by his First Amendment right to petition. The court ruled that the petition clause did not cover grievances by public employees for private concerns.
What are some limitations on petitioning?
Some limitations, just like freedom of assembly, include time, place, and manner. For example, do not expect for your petition to be heard at 2 in the morning. Also, people must prove they have legal standing in their grievance, meaning they have to show they are personally affected by the matter.
Alright, fun fact, y'all. The Freedom Petition Clause guarantees that Americans can petition the government without any retributions or punishments of the government, so nothing will come back to them. So in the end, you're all good. Everyone should be able to petition whatever they want. We should be able to shorten third period and tell Ms. LeClaire that she should let us out in 10 minutes. I can start a petition and see how many people vote for that, and without any punishments, you know? So yeah.
You could do that. I'm sure it would go over very well.
Yes, it would.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us here today on third period AP Gov Freedom of Petition podcast.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Now let's just hear a quick word from our sponsors. This podcast was brought to you by Beats by Dre.
I can't wait for that new Tom Hanks movie to come out.
With coronavirus running wild, the only thing that can save us from not dying
Oh,
is
sorry.
Germax! Brought to you by Purell.